So today, as the title would suggest, we're talking my autumn capsule wardrobe. If I could only pick 20 or so pieces for my wardrobe this season, what would they be and why? Now, I've chosen to keep the style focused around those timeless classics and chic silhouettes. Pieces I know I can easily integrate into different outfit ideas throughout the season. So I'll be sharing what you should consider investing in, which pieces you could possibly save on, and of course, how I would style it all together. Also, a portion of this video has very kindly been sponsored by the wonderfully sustainable brand Organic Basics. But first, let's dive straight in with the coats. So let's start off simple with one of the most versatile pieces you could add into your wardrobe, a long black coat. Now this coat has obviously got an overall masculine feel to it, while still feeling luxe and very elegant at the same time. With its tailored shape and broad shoulders, the coat really does give a level of elegance and sophistication to any outfit idea that I put together. And while yes, it is particularly on trend right now, would it look out of date next year, the year after, in 10 years' time? No. No, in my humble opinion, it wouldn't. Now, if you're worried that an all black look might seem a little bit sorry for your loss kind of outfit, you can add in thinner belts with gold detailing just to break up those black pieces. It's those little touches like belts and maybe a sprinkle of jewelry that not only add a bit of an edge to your looks, but it will also give you the ability to add your own personality into the mix too. Overall, this coat gives off such a sleek and sophisticated energy. I absolutely love it, to be honest. Now, another must-have in my autumn capsule wardrobe has got to be this double-breasted trench coat. Now, this particular one feels a little bit more on trend because it's slightly oversized and quite long. However, that's not to say this look wouldn't work equally well with a very classic version like some of you and me have got as well. Now, one of my favorite ways to style the trench coat at the moment would be quite casually. I'd possibly do this by adding my go-to blue jeans, which I seem to wear on repeat, and just adding a hint of pattern to the look, finishing with a striped jumper. In my humble opinion, stripes are always a good idea. Another perk of trenches is you can simply change the ambience of the whole look just by swapping out those casual trainers for heels instead. This would then obviously elevate the look even further and give me a wee bit of extra height, which I will never complain about. This all means that trenches can be dressed up or down very, very easily with just a few small adaptations with your accessories. Now, for my third and final coat in my autumn capsule wardrobe, I've strayed away from those longer style of coats and I've added in a boucle jacket to finish. In my opinion, boucle jackets are a great way to integrate that really luxury aesthetic into your everyday outfits. Plus, I do feel they can really enhance what is effectively a fairly minimalistic look. And this is an area I think you could safely save with your own shopping budget. There are so many great options about on the high street right now to suit all different price points. So I really don't think you need to overspend on this one, unless of course you are feeling rather flush and you'd like to. This one was under £100 and it does everything I need it to, so why spend more? Now, this French style jacket can work really well alongside a structured skirt or perhaps something a bit more floaty, tailored trousers, or even a black and white look with the wide leg trousers. It's got that lovely tactile finish, and with that gold detailing, I think just emphasizes that really lovely texture. It just kind of draws your eye in. So essentially what I am trying to say, it's not only a very timeless yet on-trend piece, but I'm quickly realizing that it will go with just about everything else I've chosen for my rail. Just a little mention, if you're enjoying this autumn capsule wardrobe and you find my style tips helpful, I post videos on YouTube once per week. It's totally free to subscribe and it is always very much appreciated. So as I mentioned, this portion of the video has very kindly been supported by Organic Basics. This is a brand that I have shopped with a couple of times before, particularly though when building a capsule wardrobe, as they do provide those really beautiful, minimalistic options to just layer up your outfits. They're ultra sustainable, everything is super comfy. Essentially, they are perfect for these cooler months. So let me show you everything I chose. So let's start with fabric composition, which I have to say is always absolutely gorgeous at Organic Basics. Everything I'm sharing today has been made from 95% organic cotton and 5% elastin. So it's not only making them ridiculously soft, but really beautiful to the touch and against my pretty sensitive skin. So I chose to go for the yoga pants in the black. And these have got a wide leg design that just offers a very flattering shape to the bottom half of my legs, while also at the same time providing comfort and lots of support on my tummy too. Styled with them is the Henley long sleeve t-shirt. Now this one is very lightweight and stretchy, which I find really perfect for layering during these cooler months with all my different cardigans, my coats, and of course my jackets too. And then you've got those snap buttons down the front, which just add a touch of detail to that V-neck shape. Now, you know me, I do love my loungewear, especially once I've finished work and I just want to chill out on the sofa. But that's not to say you can't use those slightly more casual, comfy pieces within smarter outfit ideas too. And in actual fact, when an item will mix and match like that, it's often a very good sign that it deserves a spot in your own capsule wardrobe. Now, if your go-to isn't necessarily a long sleeve top, they do also have an option for a shorter sleeve t-shirt instead, and that incorporates that V-neck style as well. This is particularly handy when you want to draw the eye downwards to highlight and define your waistband. Hopefully you agree, Organic Basics have some beautiful wardrobe staples to really elevate and level up your essential must-haves. As you would hope, I do have a discount code for you all. Just use the code FASHION10 to get 10% off your next order. I've added that plus a link for you to take a look at the full collection at the end of this video in the description box below. Now, I do have a hard time picking a favourite blazer, but I couldn't resist going with my new black option for this autumn capsule wardrobe. Now, as I've mentioned many times before, I do tend to size up quite a lot in my blazers, as I did with this one. Mainly so I have the versatility to be able to wear it with my heavier knits throughout autumn and then of course into winter too. Plus, on top of that, when worn with something a little bit lighter, say with my white blouse that I'm wearing today, it just finishes the look with that slight oversized kind of feel, which I do personally really like. On to knitwear now, and if you're like me and have been waiting to grab your soft and cozy knits recently, it suddenly felt like it's got really cold, hasn't it? Then hopefully you'll be inspired by some of the ways I've chosen to style my go-to jumpers and cardigans. So this time of year, having a light cream knit is a wardrobe essential for me. And swiftly making its way onto my absolute essentials rail would be this gorgeous organic cotton version I've just received. The gold detailing just adds a layer of luxury to the look, whilst also obviously giving the jumper so much more personality. Side note, actually, I really do like the buttons that they've used on this one. So I've chosen to pair this jumper with a silky draped skirt. One, of course, that you might have seen already over on my Instagram page, as I've been styling it in lots and lots of ways. Tucking the jumper in really lifts the visual line of the waist, which will just elongate the bottom half of my outfit even more. Or you could, of course, let the shape of the jumper flow into the skirt instead. In my opinion, this combination definitely creates a very feminine silhouette, which I personally really like, as the silky fabric accentuates your curves just that extra bit more. Now, off-the-shoulder looks are not just for summer. They bring attention towards your collarbone and your shoulders for a more defined and elongated neckline. Plus, I actually think this is a really flattering area of most women's bodies, so I think it's quite nice to show it off. Like all good capsule wardrobes, I would wear this with jeans, my tailored trousers, my pencil skirt, and even my long silky one too. So for that very reason, it definitely deserves a spot on my rail. One thing to note, actually, jumpers like this are a bit annoying with coats and jackets, as it tends to rise up when you put them on and it just feels really complicated underneath, which we definitely don't want. So a really nice style tip instead would be to consider styling it with this season's blanket scarf or maybe a wrap instead for that extra layer of warmth. Now, I do seem to have quite a few knits that I'm reaching for at the moment. However, I couldn't resist adding in my lovely alpaca blend jumper that I have in the black. But I do believe it's also available in a couple of different colours too, if perhaps you prefer to have something brightening up your wardrobe instead. Now again, like the Bardo jumper before, it's a really easy one to mix and match with, which is definitely what it's all about with a capsule wardrobe. While I'll always be an advocate of investing in the nicest quality within your own budget, I think this is where you could easily save to some extent. You certainly do not need to go designer these days for a high quality knit. This one retails just under £90, but another even more affordable option I found recently was an H&M premium collection. They've got some really lovely knits at the moment at really reasonable prices, so I shall add a few of my favourites in the description box below. Now, of course, I couldn't create my perfect autumn capsule wardrobe and not include at least one striped top, so this time around I'm adding in this gorgeous cropped cardigan that's new in my wardrobe. Now, I don't tend to to add a lot of print into my wardrobe, but when it comes to stripes, that's when I don't mind adding a few. They're just an absolute classic. They really give quite a romantic, Parisian kind of touch to any look, and I do really like incorporating them into my wardrobe and indeed into my outfit ideas, especially at autumn time too, actually, as they layer so well with cream and all those lovely beige tones. Now, this particular cardigan is made from 100% merino wool, so it's definitely going to keep me a little bit warmer, and thus it would be nice and practical too. Plus, it's really sleek and polished looking as well, so you feel really put together overall. Now, they also have this cardigan in an absolutely gorgeous tone, which I think they call hazelnut. I really want that. It's definitely on my wish list, so I shall add that in the description box too, so you can have a little peek after this. Now, for me, a blouse is a great way to add a feminine touch to your own outfit ideas, and as you can see with this blouse that I'm wearing, it has those delicate finishes across the front, which are just so very pretty. Literally love at first sight when I opened it. It's got those pearl buttons that fall down the front of the blouse, and then you've got those scalloped edges with the fold pleats. Now, this blouse is definitely laced with detail from top to bottom, and I think it just adds a really feminine layer amongst all those thick wools and knits that I already have on my rail. Now, in all honesty, this blouse feels and it looks like it's been made from silk, and I actually could not believe that it's not. But apparently it's actually made from lyocell, which is a really sustainable fabric. So that was a very happy bonus for me too. 10 out of 10 on this piece for sure. A classic white t-shirt is of course a wardrobe essential for most of us, but I did just want to quickly mention it as I found myself reaching for it far more now as it started to get a bit colder outside. I did wear my tanks on repeat throughout summer, as you probably gathered, but now we're getting into those colder months, I do feel the need to have that thicker cotton against my skin just to keep me a little bit warmer. Coincidentally, actually, this is what I would call the perfect classic white t-shirt. As we've seen in the recent fashion trends, tailored trousers are no longer just for the office. A wider leg fit for your tailored trousers is definitely more in this season, as it gives a more relaxed, slightly nonchalant appeal to them. Easing into this look by keeping it casual and pairing it with your trainers and maybe a white crew neck is an easy style tip to keep the focus on those trousers. On colder days, as I mentioned before, the oversized fisherman's sweater looks great with this particular pair of trousers, or for something a bit more polished, you could add the blouse that I'm wearing and maybe just layer the striped cardigan over the top. I think that would work really nicely. Now, the second pair of tailored trousers I've gone for are in a lighter shade, and I feel they just give a bit of a softer edge overall because of this fabric composition. Now, I personally really like to use these trousers when I'm going for a bit more of a polished look, probably how I'm styling them today actually. Quite a tonal winter white kind of outfit being one of my favorites. Now, for something a little more contemporary perhaps, you could add the black alpaca knit, tuck it in at the front slightly to just define your waist, and then you could finish with a skinny belt like the one I'm wearing today, which of course is another one of the big fashion trends this season, and I just think that gives the outfit a little bit more of an edge. For my jeans option in this autumn capsule wardrobe, I've chosen to go with these blue, slightly wider leg jeans. Now, the reason I've gone with this particular pair of jeans rather than some of my others is because I do find that wider leg with a crop very flattering. Plus, of course, they look a little bit French, and on top of all of that, they are one of the big fashion trends this autumn. So they do make a great addition to my wardrobe. I think last autumn winter I was obsessively wearing my straight leg jeans, so I think I also fancied something a little bit different, which these are definitely doing. Now, the first skirt I'm adding into my autumn capsule wardrobe this 2023 has got to be the pencil skirt. I did show this one recently in a haul that I did, I believe, so if you've missed that video, I shall add a link to it in the description box below for you to perhaps watch that after this. Now, I've chosen this one particularly because of those delicate features, which I just think will complement all those thicker knits and heavier coats that I've got on my rail. Now, I would say that the skirt is slightly more restrictive than the other pieces I've chosen this season, as I probably would wear it mostly fairly dressed up for, say, meetings or an evening out with David, rather than, say, reaching for it when I'm popping down to the shops. I think this is because the skirt has a very sleek and quite formal appeal to it, and I just wouldn't want to lose that image by dressing it down too much. Although it would work well with a smarter knit, I have paired it with this beautiful blouse, one because I love all the detail on it, and two because it just accentuates the shape of the skirt. It just feels like it really pulls everything together. I absolutely love this outfit, to be honest, so hopefully you do too. Now, although I absolutely love my taupe version of this skirt, I feel like I've showed you 100 different outfits to wear with it already. So the black version is a new addition to my wardrobe, and I thought it deserved a shiny new spot on my rail. Now, this one has been made from viscose, and it has a really silky, very lovely texture to it. And having quite a few feminine pieces on my rail this autumn, I thought this one would fit perfectly amongst the rail, whilst also making a really lovely juxtaposition when styled with all that knitwear. And that's it for my key pieces I think you would find really helpful to have in your own capsule wardrobe this autumn. I really hope you found this video helpful and it's given you lots of outfit ideas and inspiration. And hopefully, and probably most importantly, it's helped you to see some of the pieces in your own wardrobe in a new light. Perhaps you could restyle that trench coat that you've had hanging in the back of your wardrobe. Hopefully, I've shown you some new ways that you absolutely could. Because of course, the most sustainable wardrobe of all is to shop with what you already have, just with a few style tips and a helping hand to help you make it feel fresh again. As always, I would really love to hear everyone's favorite outfits. And of course, I do love a good old chit chat, so let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to. And if you're already subscribed, thank you. You know I am very grateful you are here. Have a wonderful week, everyone, and I will see you on Sunday. Take care.